You are watching the LFA 198 preliminary fight streaming live on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban delivering 3 fights for your viewing pleasure. Beginning in the women's strawweight division, Charlotte Craig taking on Aline David. Then we'll move to the flyweight division. Ellie Rodriguez and Mariana Piccolo will face off. And then we've got James Romero throwing down with Jake Woodley in a middleweight battle where someone's O has got to go. We kick off this broadcast with the tail of the tape powered by Resolite. David is 27 years old. Craig is 6 years older. Both athletes made the contracted weight. Craig is 2 inches taller, but David an inch and a half longer in the arms. To kick off the LFA 198 preliminary bouts is the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world tonight on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. From the Commerce Casino Event Center here in Los Angeles, California for LFA 198, Aruzan versus Miranda. We kick off tonight's event with preliminary action now set to go for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Strawweight division, brought to you tonight by Resolite, the world's largest mat manufacturer, producing quality athletic since 1959. Resolite, the official mat of the LFA. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This striker stands 5'6", weight in 115.4 pounds. Tonight, she makes her professional debut. Representing Classic Fight Team and Huntington Beach Ultimate Training Center, fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, Charlotte Craig. Her across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a Muay Thai specialist standing 5'4", weight in 115.6 pounds. She holds a professional record, 1 win, 1 defeat. Representing California Mixed Martial Arts, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Santa Catarina, Brazil, Aline, Brazilian Brad David. Your referee in charge of the action, Paul Buentello.
We talked over the rules. You know the rules. Let's fight fair. Let's fight hard. We'll judge gloves now. Let's go.
I love it. Several former fighters will be reffing tonight. There's Paul Buentello, and we got Chris Levin as well. There is Aline David, the favorite, according to Bet Online at -230, and the comeback on Charlotte Craig is +195 as she makes her pro debut after a 3-1 amateur career. The former Olympian in Taekwondo, Charlotte Craig, goes for her 4th win in a row in her LFAM pro debut.
This is an interesting style matchup, Ron. You have Taekwondo versus Muay Thai in a way, but when we say Taekwondo, obviously it goes a little bit deeper than that. 2008 Olympian
Exactly.
in Charlotte Craig. And when you talk about Taekwondo at that high of level, look for this: light on the feet, bouncing into steps, switching stances, a lot of kicks in here. And one thing she does very well as well is when she's backing up, circling off of the fence, staying out of range. A lot of people probably been trying to take it down in her career.
Right.
I'm hoping for our sake at least that Aline David says let's stay in the trade. Aline has that Muay Thai background.
Black belt in Muay Thai. A couple of amateur Muay Thai titles as well. So you get David, Muay Thai specialist, and Craig, the Taekwondo specialist. There's no kicking to the legs in Taekwondo, so a little bit of a change in the philosophy of how you go, but Craig attacking that lead leg right away, and David firing back.
And you can see a little bit of the power difference right here from the two styles. Craig is doing some leg kicking as well, but it's a little bit more of the foot where you're seeing Aline David landing a little bit more of a thud. And she was the aggressor, now choosing to crash in, test out those grappling skills of Charlotte Craig.
Landing Craig up against the octagon wall, trying to reverse it, but not out yet. Aline David looking to bounce back from her first ever loss in MMA, and she scores the first takedown of the fight.
Nice takedown by Aline David. Ron, Charlotte Craig was doing all the right things with that underhook, the wizard rather. She had that overhook wizard that was saving her. As soon as she released that, the takedown came.
From half guard, Aline David has a chance to operate. Representing California Mixed Martial Arts.
She's in a bad position right here. I mean, obviously we see she's in half guard, but there's not a huge threat of a lockdown on her. It feels that if Aline David does choose to try to pass, slide into full mount, the option will be there.
And this is the real test for the 2008 Taekwondo Olympian Charlotte Craig on her back. Different world, different sport.
Yeah. David looks very comfortable here. Aline David had the option to go to mount. She didn't like what she felt, went back to side control, and I think she feels a little bit stronger right here in the side control, where she could try to pin one of the arms that she did a while ago and really lay some damage on Craig.
2 minutes to go in the opening round, and Aline David looking to mount up and drop some big blows. Craig trying to buck her off, but gives up her back in the process.
Oh, David has a good spot right here. Both hooks in. She's got this under the chin.
And there's the tap! Charlotte Craig is forced to tap out in her pro debut. And Aline David, what a rebound and comeback win for the 27-year-old from Brazil, now living and training here in Los Angeles, California, representing California Mixed Martial Arts. Big victory for Aline David.
I mean, she fought that fight beautifully. Honestly, she really did. She was measured and calculated early on the feet. That's when we obviously know Charlotte Craig is going to be the most dangerous when you look at her background. She waited to the opportune moment, threw a couple leg strikes, pushed her against the fence, waited for the Wizard to release, took her down, and from there she was just methodical. She didn't rush it. She waited to feel out the moment when the opening was there. When she was able to get the full mount, it wasn't a wrap very long after that.
There's head coach Chad George from California Mixed Martial Arts, and we'll take a look at this. It looked like David was going to mount
and you can see
up
that
and drop some bombs, Alan.
Sorry for that round. You can see David had nice, heavy hip pressure right there.
Yes.
And Craig didn't like what she felt. She turned in right away, but she made a bit of a mistake allowing David to get that arm underneath the chin. Also, both hooks were in. She did a good job, David, floating on there during the transition to stay on their back, but it was just a nice performance. It was Aline David, letting the openings open up and then taking them by surprise.
It's coming off a round 1 RNC loss to Christina Bradar. Now Aline Davis gets her first finish via RNC as well. Let's now make it official. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Paul Buentello, calls a stop to this. 3 minutes, 16 seconds to the very first round, declaring a winner by tap out in a rear naked choke, Aline Brazilian Brad David.
Quickly erases the memory of her first pro defeat and begins a new win streak here in her new adopted city of Los Angeles, California. 27-year-old Aline David improves to 2-1 and ruins the pro debut of Charlotte Craig. The LFA's 25th and final event goes down tonight from here in Southern California. Here's a preview of what's coming up on UFC Fight Pass. There he is.
The LFA concludes an exciting 2024 with a stacked year-end event in Southern California at LFA 198. In the main event, top lightweight prospects collide in an international showcase. Richie El Machete Miranda is a dynamic contender from Southern California who has built a loyal fan base across the country by competing 7 times in 6 different states for the LFA. But now, the proud Californian is coming home to headline his first LFA event. He will face Hugo Papakina Oyarzo, who is a no-nonsense talent from the proud fighting nation of Chile. Oyarzo looks to continue a proud Chilean tradition in the LFA that was started by current UFC star Ignacio Bahamondes. This tradition has seen every fighter from Chile stay unbeaten in their fights for the promotion. Also returning to the LFA Octagon, fan favorite Sid Vicious Trillo. 10-time Jiu-Jitsu World Champion, Bia BJJ Lady Cook Mesquita. Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt, Shaheen Shazam Santana. 2-time NCAA Division I All-American wrestler, Chris McConaughey. Top unbeaten Israeli prospect, Eli Barzilai. An undefeated knockout artist, Ty Miller. Live from the Commerce Casino and Hotel in Commerce, California, LFA 198 starts now.
Sign up now at UFCFightPass.com for this can't-miss event. LFA 198, the final event from the Legacy Fighting Alliance in 2024. And what a matchup in the main event. Richie Miranda and Hugo Oyarzo facing off. Key lightweight matchup. Richie Miranda was hoping to face off against Richie Lewis for the lightweight title. Unfortunately, Richie Lewis had to withdraw due to an injury. But Alan, we got a great main event as the newcomer Oyarzo makes his LFA debut. Richie Miranda gets his first LFA main event, looking for his 10th win in 11 tries.
Oh, man, and Richie Miranda, he's just such a dog. He has a wrestling background, Ron, but when he just comes forward, he trusts in his chin. And when you have the ability to take a shot if needed and deliver one with power, it gives you so much confidence, allows you to really open up in your arsenal. That's what he's been able to do. He's had a tremendous career, especially inside of this LFA octagon so far.
Absolutely. His opponent, though, Hugo Oyarzo from Mexico, making his LFA debut, winner of 4 out of 5.
Look, Hugo Oyarzo took on a tough fight on a short notice, and it shows how much of a dog he is. And when you look at his athletic style, you see those wizard throws. He does this very well. He finds ways to get the fight to the ground. It's a wizard throw, if it's catching the kick, if he gets on top, he's got lightning fast speed to throw into submissions. He loves a good armbar, and he's explosive on the feet as well.
After getting her first winner in her LFA debut just 7 weeks ago, Bia Mesquita is back.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
we got
sir.
a world champion right here. Probably the best jiu-jitsu practitioner to ever set foot inside of an octagon. We get the privilege of watching her. Look at the submission. How would she face adversity? This is how she faced adversity that night, Ron.
Little flashback to BJ Penn. And now we also riding a 2-fight win streak. Sid Vicious Trillo looks to stay unbeaten.
Yeah, Trillo, she's got a big fan base. I think she's a very technical striker. She gets it done. She's a crowd favorite. This is the fight that I'm going to have my eyes on. This could be a fun one. She's a burner in there. She likes to get it going fast and early.
Sid Vicious, one of the greatest MMA names around. Fresh off a performance of the night in July, Israel's Eli Barzilai puts his 5-0 unbeaten streak on the line.
Eli Barzilai, the name kind of rolls off your tongue, and so does his striking style, Ron. He uses his size very well. Look how he stepped outside with his outside trip. He's been getting it done in a big way and proving that he's well-rounded in every single area.
Looking to make a statement tonight, no doubt about it. And undefeated Ty Miller from Albuquerque, New Mexico looks to make it 6 consecutive wins.
Talk about using your range, using your reach, trying to find at the end of the button. Watch this 3-2 combo where he puts out this left hook, right hand. When you implode an opponent, the referee will immediately step in. His opponent completely lights out on the feet. It shows he knows how to use that range and the power as well.
Big card coming up, but we still have a work to do here in the prelims. Here's the tail of the tape, powered by Octagon Payments Flyweights. Mariana Piccolo and Ellie Rodriguez. Piccolo 22, Rodriguez 2 years older. Both fighters stand 5'6" and made the contracted weight and have 69-inch reaches. Back inside to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go for 3 rounds in the LFA Flyweight division, brought to you tonight by Octagon Payments, the largest wholesale electronic payment provider, powered by the Octagon and strengthened by Camp Solutions. Proceed with certainty to OctagonPayments.com now. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. The striker stands 5'6", weighed in 120.8 pounds. She holds a professional record, 2 wins, 3 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Representing Lobo Gym MMA, fighting out of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, LA Rodriguez. Her opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a grappler standing 5 foot, weighed in 125 pounds. She holds a professional record, 4 wins, 2 defeats, with 2 wins coming by way of submission. Representing Black House MMA, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Mariana Piccolo. Your referee, Chris Lieben.
All right, ladies, bring it to the center. We went over the rules in the back. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now.
The great Chris Lieben, love to see him in action. There is your favorite, Mariana Piccolo, an 8-1 favorite according to a bet online. The comeback on Ellie Rodriguez is a plus 550. She trains with UFC champ Alexa Grasso. Lupe Godinez reached out to the LFA to get Rodriguez into this promotion, Alan, after not being able to get fights in Mexico. Her record is very deceiving.
Yeah, you talk about the odds on that. Those are some heavy odds right there in favor of Mariana Piccolo.
I would say Rodriguez is a very live underdog, no doubt about it. She is a tough striker. First fight in 14 months. Leaves her home country for the first time to make her LFA debut tonight. Piccolo, an LFA veteran, 3-1 record, training out of Black House.
Rodriguez starting to find her some momentum, sorry, right here. I need to find my momentum, but
you'll get there.
I'll get there, I'm getting there. Second fight of the night, we had a quick one. First round, RNC right away. But Piccolo right away, you can see she's very comfortable inside of there. You see she's letting her hands go very fluidly. You can see Rodriguez is a little bit hesitant, although when she has thrown, she has landed. I think she's just kind of getting the jitters out. 14 months, right? 14 months since she last competed. And I wonder what that inactivity was from. 6 fights in 5 years, that's not a normal activity at all for a professional fighter, but people have other obligations in life. I know she works at the gym that she trains at as well. There's, you know, a lot of things to take care of, sometimes trying to be a professional fighter.
Rodriguez backing Piccolo up now. Circling around, body shot from Piccolo. Piccolo riding a 3-fight win streak. 5th LFA appearance for the 22-year-old. Tapology's #2 ranked female fighter in California. Watch the power in the hands from Ellie Rodriguez.
Yeah, both women have been able to connect so far. Overall, when you kind of pan out, you just look at Piccolo and you just see how comfortable she looks, right? Very relaxed. Look at her shoulders. Her shoulders are nice and relaxed. Her chin's down. The footwork is there. It's setting up her attack, and she's starting to utilize the feints as well, which I think is going to help out against somebody like Rodriguez, who's high guarded right now. You have to find an opening. You have to create an opening sometimes with that high guard.
Great point, and a nice head kick from Piccolo. The big favorite here tonight, just past the midway point, around #1, this LFA Flyweight division action. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you.
Both women have a little bit of blood coming out. Both of them done a little damage. Obviously, it looks like Piccolo's the one that's done a little bit more, been a little more active, but Rodriguez is in there. She's still pressing forward, trying to find her openings.
So far, a stand-up battle, and yet great point as you look at the face now of Ellie Rodriguez, showing some damage. Coming up on a minute 30 to go. Glad you could be part of the LFA 198 preliminary bouts on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube.
Oh.
I mean, been just a stand-up battle here in the first round. Rodriguez backing Piccolo up, and blood now streaming a little bit more from the nose.
Yeah, it's really starting to leak. She keeps getting hit in that same spot. Piccolo does a nice job of just popping that jab down the middle. Still relentless attacks from Rodriguez, though.
High kick from Piccolo, but nicely defended by Rodriguez. Clinch up. Oh, Piccolo just missing with that kick on the break.
Yeah, Rodriguez needs to be a little careful on the exit right there, kind of looking away, gave Piccolo almost a free shot. She did it again right there. What she's trying to do is, when these women have these braids in their hair, it almost gives you an extra grip when they're trying to go for the clinch. And so sometimes they'll just kind of duck away, trying to get their head free from the hands. But that's 2 times in a row. You see that she's kind of giving her back up a little bit too much, especially against a good kicker like Piccolo.
15 seconds to go in the opening round. We're at the Commerce Casino in Commerce, California, just outside of Los Angeles.
Ooh.
Well, we have 2 Coach of the Year nominees and a winner in the corners here in this matchup tonight. The annual MMA Awards went down last night. And congratulations to our own Plinio Cruz. He's in the corner of Mariana Piccolo. There he is, one MMA Coach of the Year. Very well deserved, Alan.
I think so, right? I mean, he has a fighter who carried the UFC on his shoulders in all the biggest shows, and he always delivered. You see him right here, helping out all the fighters right here. But let's take a little look at the action in this one. See a little bit more of the fluidity out of Piccolo, a little bit more relaxed, but it was Rodriguez that continued to press forward. She was still stalking her down. She took some damage. It didn't really deter her. This was some of what I was talking about in the first round. I don't like seeing her give her back up so much, because Mariana Piccolo shows she's got some very fast high kicks, and you don't want to be in the way of those.
Said that Ellie Rodriguez trains with the great Alexa Grasso, Ancho Grasso, Coach of the Year nominee in her corner tonight as she makes her LFA debut. The great Chris Lieben, our referee here tonight. Love that California is really embracing getting former fighters in not only the judging positions, but also refereeing. We see Frank Trigg here all the time. No trigger tonight. Must be.
See, this is the clinch that Rodriguez is trying to get out of. It's so tough when either A, you have a good clinch hold, and then B, with the hair. I mean, I don't know what it feels like having the braided hair.
Never done it, huh?
But I never done it. But you see it a lot where it becomes almost more of a grip for your opponent to hold on to. Tougher to escape.
It's such an interesting insight. We're kidding around about it, but it's a very good point.
And that's why you're seeing her make kind of unorthodox movements just to escape it.
A nice knee to the body from Rodriguez.
You know, another thing Rodriguez is doing, Ron, she hasn't quite landed it, but she's throwing that right hand over the top, and I think what she's trying to do is time that jab of Piccolo. Piccolo's been landing that jab pretty frequently. It's been on target. I think she's waiting for one to come kind of lazy and come over the top of the right hand.
LFA 198 main card kicking off at 7 p.m. Pacific here on the left coast, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. Make sure you're following Legacy Fighting Alliance on all social media at LFA Fighting. This is a high-quality LFA flyweight matchup. This could easily be on a main card, showing just how stacked tonight's card is.
Yeah, this is a very competitive fight right now. It does feel like Piccolo is kind of edging out some of these exchanges, but I like what I'm seeing from Rodriguez right now. She's kind of added a head movement in there, kind of getting a bit of a rhythm. And it just allows you to set up your punches a little bit better, because once you go left, you're chambered on the left side, and so on and so on. You see her moving left and right, which is a little bit more stiff in that opening round.
Ali Rodriguez landing those shots, hitting the target again, and Mariana Piccolo showing some damage. Blood flowing from the nose again. Oh, both fighters land jabs. Nice 1-2 from Piccolo.
And the cut man did a nice job. I mean, she doesn't really have a cut, does Rodriguez, but she was bleeding pretty profusely out of the nose. The mouth had something on her forehead, but it seems to be all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see anything anymore.
Dale Arbuckle, our cut man, as always, here in the Legacy Fighting Alliance, does a fantastic job. Approaching 2 minutes to go, second round. Piccolo coming in as a huge favorite according to Bet Online. Sure you get in on the action here at LFA 198. Go to Bet Online, sign up today. Proud partner in fight odds always, according to Bet Online, and now Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez is having a much stronger round this second round.
Rodriguez teeing off a little bit. And now the first takedown. Man, that was slick.
Yeah.
Mariana Piccolo scores it, but Rodriguez back up on her feet.
Yeah, beautiful takedown, obviously, though, but right away back to the feet for Rodriguez. The element of surprise, Ron, it'll make everything a lot better. You didn't see her shoot too many level changes before that, and it caught Rodriguez off guard.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Entire fight taking place on their feet. It wasn't.
It feels like Piccolo felt the momentum of Rodriguez picking up in this second round, and she said, let me change the momentum. Let me take her down, try to steal this round. And I say steal the round very lightly. I don't know who's winning this round at this point, but definitely a much more competitive round for Rodriguez.
We're giving Plino Cruz some love in the corner of Piccolo, but Kenny Johnson's over there as well. Piccolo training with LFA vet Tabitha Ricci, Bruna Ellen, and Aline David, who just scored a victory in our opening fight of the night. Big round for Rodriguez. He's been backing up Piccolo for most of it. Oh, nice exchange to finish round number 2. Two very talented LFA flyweights. Go. Great crowd as always, and there's the champ, the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Bowe, is in the house. Hanging out with Rampage Jackson. There you go, champ. Looks like he's still got it.
Still got it. I don't want to see him fight anyone, but he's still got it.
Absolutely. Hopefully we're going to talk to Riddick Bowe and Rampage Jackson a little bit later. They're shooting a documentary, but first let's check out the highlights here in round 2.
Yeah, you look, both girls landing in round 2. The first round seemed like very heavy for Mariana Piccolo. Second round, Ali Rodriguez having some moments of her own. She was pushing forward the entire fight so far, but started really finding the mark, getting in the face of Piccolo, having some good moments right here. You see this changing of the momentum. Nice timing on that takedown for Piccolo. Wasn't able to hold it down. There was a beautiful takedown.
Yes.
Rodriguez right away scooted her butt to the fence, got right back up. That round, probably very close in the eyes of the judges.
So as we enter into round number 3, put you on the spot here, Alan Joban. How do you have this one scored?
You know, I'll make it entertaining enough. I'll say 1-1. Really,
well done, sir.
That second round could have gone either way, but let's call it a 1-1 fight. If I was in the corner of both girls, I would say this is 1-1. I'd say go out and win this last round.
You thought that second round was that close because of the takedown from Piccolo?
No, just more from the striking of Rodriguez. Yeah,
yes.
she's you see she's just more active.
Yeah.
The activity, the head movement, continual pressing forward on the feet.
This is what she was doing the entire second round. Backing Piccolo up until she scored that takedown. Piccolo, 4-2 record, 2 victories coming via submission.
Look at this, Rodriguez going for a takedown of her own.
Rodriguez, we said it, she comes in with an upside down record, 2-3, but it's very deceiving. Her opponent's win-loss record, 23-18. She has a hard time getting opponents to accept fights, and that's why Lupe Godinez, former LFA fighter, really pushed hard to get Ellie Rodriguez here in the LFA.
Right,
so far, an impressive debut.
I think her record is just really more about her inconsistency in the cage. You know, she's not fighting that frequently. Just like we saw in the first round, she wasn't quite there. She found the momentum in the second round and was doing much better. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
These girls are trading in the fire right now.
100%. Piccolo goes down. I think it was more of a slip.
Oh goodness. That was a
jab.
Francis Ngannou against Alistair Overeem type of uppercut right there.
And now Rodriguez firing back. Both ladies finding the target with their strikes.
I can't tell if Rodriguez is smiling or she's breathing heavy, but she's in the zone for sure, pressing forward.
Blood on the faces of both combatants.
Yeah. Marina Piccolo showing a little wear and tear, a little bruising and swelling under the eyes now.
Just past the 3-minute mark, third round. You're watching the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. All of our select preliminary fights actually air on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube before every LFA event that airs exclusively on UFC Fight Pass.
You see a lot of the success that Rodriguez is having is from these blitzes. She's throwing 2 and 3 shots at a time, backing up Piccolo, and then if the first one doesn't land, she's landing the second or the third. That's where she's finding her. Once again, that same step through takedown, hooking the leg, doing a nice job right now, kind of figure four in it. Let's see if Rodriguez can get up quickly again. She doesn't. She's getting taken down, but you see right away the instincts are there. She's immediately going to the fence and working her way back up.
Impressive.
And obviously with the rules, the way that we do them now, a takedown doesn't mean a whole lot if there was no damage or submission attempts inflicted,
Absolutely.
right?
Finally got to that point.
Yeah.
Used to kill me. Get some takedowns, and someone bounces back up. Oh, they got the takedown. Who cares?
Right.
It's part of the game.
And so although Piccolo had some very nice takedowns, I don't know if they made a difference in the eyes of the judges so far in this fight.
Definitely a close fight. There's no doubt about it. Both athletes doing some damage, and those were heavy shots. Piccolo throwing some nice combinations.
Piccolo definitely has the more poppier type strikes, right? When she goes, it has a nice pop to it. That was a nice check hook backing up by Piccolo.
Another one.
Yeah, she might have found an opening right there, but you see the grit and determination of Rodriguez. She takes a shot, and she still just leaps forward into the fire.
Under a minute to go.
This is one of those fights, Ron, that you don't want to leave in the hands of the judges, right? It's really hard to tell in the second and third round who's winning. They're both doing so much work.
Yeah, heavy volume.
It's going to come down to who wants it more, who's going to back the other person up more. Especially with women, sometimes they yell when they strike, and just yelling, anything you could do right now to persuade the judges.
And maybe it was that takedown. Piccolo gets Rodriguez down again. 20 seconds to go.
That was good timing by Piccolo. Not a lot of time left in the fight. Let's see if she could do a little something with it.
On the back now of Rodriguez. The purple belt and BJJ. Time winding down. But that was a big takedown. Oh, and time just winds down before Piccolo was ready to rain down some blows.
That was a great fight.
That was a high quality fight for sure. And that's just LFA preliminary action. If you haven't done so, get over to UFCFightPass.com and sign up now. There's the man, Rampage Jackson in the house. Great to see Rampage. Gotta talk to him about what's next. Lots of boxing rumors out there, Alan.
He's got a lot going on. I mean, I know it's producing movies, starring in shows, he's got his podcast, and like you said, he's always down to fight somebody.
Absolutely. What a matchup as we check out the action here in the third round.
Yeah, just back and forth. There was that hook that you started seeing Piccolo find, and then it was just, you know, Rodriguez, even when she would eat shots, she never took a step backwards. She was always coming forward, landing shots of her own. It was these tricky takedowns right here. A little changing of the momentum, nice step through to solidify it. She was able to end the round on top, had the bag for a second, got to the mount, did Piccolo. Was it enough for the judges? We're gonna find out.
Yes, we are. Very entertaining matchup in the flyweight division. A lot of damage there being shown on the face of the 22-year-old from Sao Paulo, Brazil, now living and training in LA, Mariana Piccolo. Big smile on LA Rodriguez's face, making her LFA debut tonight. I mean, I think she made even if the judges don't give her the win here tonight, Alan, she made an immediate impact in this division.
And I think that's why she's smiling. Maybe she feels that she won, but maybe she's almost just impressed with her performance. I think it was a clear first round that went to the way of Piccolo. But I thought the momentum change for Rodriguez showed what type of fighter she is. And once she found her rhythm, how good she could actually be.
Judges taking their time, calculating their scores. It definitely was a close matchup. Mike Kendall has returned to the LFA Octagon, so let's now get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge O scores this bout 29-28 Rodriguez. Judge Romero scores this bout 29-28 Piccolo. And Judge Ferreira scores this bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision, L.A. Rodriguez.
Wow. Successful LFA and U.S. debut for 24-year-old L.A. Rodriguez from Mexico. Welcome to the LFA. Evens up her overall record to 3-3. She was extremely confident. I love that after that, you know, as soon as that bell rang, she had a big smile on her face.
She was smiling, and I think she was thinking the same thing that maybe the judges saw in this one, and that was damage, Ron. After the fight, you could see Piccolo was showing a lot of wear and tear, and even though Rodriguez was bloodied up in the first round, you didn't see it after that. And I think even though she might have lost a significant strike count, she might have won in the damage. But it was a great fight either way by both women.
Representing Lobo Gym MMA, trains with UFC champ Alexa Grasso, and a big win for Rodriguez tonight, the 24-year-old from Mexico. Well, this is the 25th event of the year, and we have seen some incredible finishes. Last event of 2024. Seen some fantastic finishes, 89 finishes to be exact. Thank you, stat master AJ Pacheco. Let's take a look back at some of the best of the best.
Charlotte Ball hit the kick. Oh my goodness!
Ty Miller connects!
Whoa, these guys are throwing down. I'm tucking my chin.
I'm turning up the price right up, yeah, you can do the math.
Punching backs. You're off, and he lands a big shot. Another one! He is pressuring, closing the distance. Now, we've got ourselves a fist fight.
Oh, it stunned him. Oh,
heel kick. Oh my God!
Punches, finding the target. There's another. Hammer fist. That is all.
Start to panic, head to toe. I got that magic. I'm confident.
LFA 189. And what a shot! Ortega has dropped it. Big shot lands over and out. Walk off. Knockout.
Submission opportunity. Oh my goodness.
And Estevez. Mistake. Oh my. Made a costly mistake right here. Anderford with the jab.
Goodness. Oh, she's hurt. She's hurt.
Canelo looking for the finish. Target sets the finish for sure. Davis in some trouble. He's going to go for the arm. Shoulder lock.
Another power to get us.
Yukabo. Shot. The way Leva punching his way. Oh, speaking of punches, Magomedov drops Leva.
Oh my God.
And that is all.
Highly touted Brandon Thatch. Is he the future? Might just be.
When you say what is violent, it doesn't make me think of MMA, but I may be a little callous to that. I grew up in the sport.
I wanted to be a doctor. I bought him all those little lab thingies, and he wasn't going for it.
Brandon was always a fighter.
Throw down, guys. Brandon.
I don't know what I would be able to do without fighting.
With an 8-fight winning streak.
Now that I've fought in the UFC, there's gonna be more attention on me. It's scary as hell. It's a huge responsibility.
Can't wait to check that out. The great Brandon Thatch. As we check out now the LFA 198 fight odds courtesy of Bet Online. Scan the QR code on the screen and get in on the action tonight here at LFA 198. Bet Online, the official fight odds partner of LFA. We've already seen some upsets. We check out the odds. The biggest favorite, not surprisingly, coming into this main card, Alan, Bia Mesquita.
Yeah.
She went up to as much as minus 2,500, and the comeback on Fernanda Araujo is plus 1,000. But that main event, Richie Miranda coming in at minus 810, and the comeback on Ugo Oyarzun, who's making his LFA debut, is plus 560. Alan, give me a fight of the night. There's so many you could choose from.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bangers on this card, Ron, but I look at the women as well. When you look at Stephanie Nayan, she's coming from Alaska, and she's so excited to be here. She just keeps telling us how much she wants to perform and put on the show, but she's going up against Sydney Trillo. She's got over 100 people here, family and friends. She's excited to put on a show in front of them. Look forward to this fight, guys. They look like they're going to stand and trade in the middle of the octagon.
Scan the QR code throughout the evening and get in on the action. Third and final fight here at the 198 preliminary card, and we look at the tail of the tape, powered by My Fit Foods. James Romero, 28 years old. Jake Woodley, 3 years younger. Romero is 2 inches taller and 2 inches longer in the reach department. Woodley weighed in slightly heavier than Romero. One more time, inside to Mike Kendall.
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Middleweight division, brought to you tonight by My Fit Foods. Easy meal prep, real food, real results. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler stands 6 foot tall, weighed in 186 pounds. He holds a professional record, 4 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing Orange County RTC, Classic Fight Team, and Body Shop MMA, fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, Jake Woodley. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a wrestler standing 6'2", weighed in 185.6 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing Fit NHB, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, James Romero. Your referee, Paul Puntello.
We know the rules in the back. Follow my rules all the time. Follow my commands. Let's fight hard. Let's fight fair. Let's get this. Let's go.
We got an old school Big 8 Oklahoma versus Missouri wrestling matchup. Unbeaten as a pro, riding a 4-fight win streak. That would be James Romero. We're taking a Jake Woodley. Perfect 4-0 as a pro. All-American Oklahoma Sooner wrestler looking to improve to 5-0. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you. The final preliminary bout here at LFA 198.
Yeah, so far, early in the fight, but no wrestling. 2 powerful guys testing. There we go. Didn't take long for Woodley. Boom. Goodness.
First takedown.
Both guys obviously come from a grappling background. Woodley, the more standout resume in this area. Nice, always. Woodley's caught in an anaconda right now. He's doing a good job, though, staying square on this.
Look at this, James Romero, an opportunity.
If Romero can try to hit, he's gonna roll with it again. If he can get his leg and try to trap Woodley's legs, it's gonna help this choke.
Woodley's face turning purple right now.
Oh my goodness!
He tapped out! Walk-off submission! James Romero!
Holy smoke!
Chokes out the All-American wrestler from the University of Oklahoma, and the Missouri Tiger alumni are proud. James Romero scores his 2nd victory inside the LFA octagon, improves to a spotless 3-0, Alan.
What a performance, Ron. I mean, you come out here going against an All-American wrestler like this. It was a quick takedown and almost an even quicker submission. I didn't even see him slap it on. Next thing I knew, I saw he had the anaconda. Let's take a look at this real quick. Level change. Watch him turn the corner. See Woodley drive, sticks with. Look at the whizzer right here. Romero keeps that whizzer in, staying alive, and he finds himself in position here. Now watch him sneak. Hips over him. You see he sneaks his left arm through right here and it starts immediately rolling. It's not easy to choke out a strong wrestler like this, but he stays with it.
Beautiful.
Wasn't worried about gassing his arms. I wasn't sure if Romero was going to have to try to entangle the legs to get a little bit extra, but look right here. You can see Woodley's about to go out, and I think when he taps, he does go out for a second. It shows the squeeze that Romero was putting down on him. Way to stay with it on that choke and to sneak it in there after getting taken down.
That was slick. 28-year-old James Romero fighting at Fit NHB, trains with Ty Miller, who will kick off the LFA 198 main broadcast. James Romero gives Jake Woodley his first professional defeat. Let's now get the official time from Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Paul Puntello, calls a stop to this fight in 57 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by tap out in an anaconda choke, James Romero.
Well, the win streak rolls on. The former Missouri wrestler James Romero earns his 3rd straight win. He improves to a spotless 3-0. And what a performance by the 28-year-old. Jake Woodley will be back, but a huge win for James Romero tonight, Alan.
I mean, impressive performance, and I wonder if that was one of his go-to moves because he felt so confident, not letting it go, staying with the choke, and eventually got the early submission.
Well said. Well, thank you for being a part of the LFA 198 preliminary fights on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. Visit the LFA Fight Network for live preliminary bouts before every LFA main card. And follow the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting. For my broadcast partners, Alan Joban and Mike Kendall, I'm Ron Kruk. We will see you over on UFC Fight Pass at the top of the hour. Happy holidays.
This is as real as it gets, and it's mind-blowing.
I love everything about that fight.
These are the moments that the fighters live for.
I can't wait. Front kicked him in the face.
Rose.
We will all witness a piece of UFC history.
Unbelievable.
You're sitting at home watching this, and you just go, holy sh**.
The double tap does what he wants.
Master, teach me Kung Fu.
One of the most epic fights.
There's nothing I do better in this life than fighting.
Unbroken, baby. This team is unbroken.
We have a sport with some of the best athletes in the world.
Boom!
One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see.
Oh!
The UFC has never been stronger.
It does not get any better.
That is good. This is a crazy sport, ladies and gentlemen.